start recording. So, hello there. Good day.
Hi,
Thank
Prot.
you. Thank you for joining me. Um,
Thank you for having me.
you're welcome. 1 second. Let me make a small tweak to the layout so we have each other side by side in the Jitsi view. Let's start with the basics. What is your name and what do you do in general? Like a few words.
Yeah, my name is Alexander. I often go by Alex because it's obviously easier to pronounce
Uh-huh.
for anyone who is not Ukrainian. I am Ukrainian. Now I'm not living in Ukraine, and I'm a software engineer by trade.
So you wrote me in the message you sent me with regard to the software engineer part that you do a lot with technologies. So you also told me about your hobbies, like you work with different languages. So I want you to tell me a little bit more about that, and also in relation to Emacs, which you mentioned. So what is
Yeah.
your job about? Like, what do you do? How do you do it?
Well, it's mostly not about my job. Like a ton of languages that I have tried. It's my hobby, basically, to try languages, programming languages, because I'm bad with human languages.
Mhm.
Yeah, so for my job, I mostly use Python, and it is mostly web development.
Okay.
And it's been this way for about 8 years now.
Okay, good.
Other than that, I'm interested in right now mostly languages like Zig.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not smart enough to write C, so I chose Zig.
Okay, so you have to tell me about that. Because me, I don't know much about Zig. I saw it used in one free software project, which is, I think, a tiling compositor for Wayland. So, window manager for Wayland. But other than that,
Yeah.
what is Zig? Like, why would someone want to use Zig? And how does it
It's
relate to C?
well, it's basically feels like an improvement to C. So
Mm.
it is low level, uh, meaning that you manage your own memory. Like
Mm-hmm.
there is no garbage collector.
Mm-hmm.
It's compiled. Like there is a compiler, and it is like despite that it is low level, there are a lot of convenience things baked in, so you really can do powerful things with it.
Mm-hmm. And is one of those conveniences the fact that it is safe? Because one of the common issues with the C is security vulnerabilities, because the
Well,
developer is a bit sloppy or whatnot.
no, it's not safe
Oh,
because you manage your own memory.
so
That's the
that's the whole point.
the
Yeah.
yeah, the main point why C is unsafe, right? The
Yes.
memory safety.
Uh-huh.
And Zig is not safe. It's not Rust.
Uh-huh.
The point is to have low-level language, but with all the batteries included, Zig is actually very easy to manage memory with. It
Okay.
comes with allocators in like in standard library, so you can manage your memory relatively easily, and it like tells you when you're wrong or something. So
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh-huh. Okay.
it's
Okay.
but basically what I learned is that it is a very common pattern in C2 to write your own allocators and like uh, to basically do what Zeek is already doing, but
Uh-huh.
you have to write it yourself essentially.
I see.
In,
So
in
basically, it's a better out of the box experience.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you're not relying on your own ability to write an allocator.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see. Huh, promising. You told me that it's your hobby, so these languages.
Yeah.
So what does that mean concretely? Like, what do you do with them? You write toy apps, you write actual applications. How is that hobby expressed?
Well, all of that, in regards to Zig specifically, I'm right now writing a sort of, well, right now it's a toy app, but I hope it will one day become like an actual application. It's a language server for Python
Uh-huh.
in Zig.
Mm-hmm. And when you are defining a language server, what exactly do you need to know? Like, what exactly? How do you start?
Well, I read specification of language server, of language server protocol. It is not really easy to map those concepts to Zig because it is defined in TypeScript.
Haha, gotcha.
And yeah, it is like TypeScript type system is very forgiving compared to Zig. So, well, I tried to map those types, but then I stopped for a bit. Right now, I'm focusing on parser, and the server part is on a pause.
Sounds like a big project. It won't be easy.
Well, not really, because well, the heavy lifting is mostly done by. I'm using a three-seater library,
Okay.
so the most of heavy lifting is done by them. But I still need to transform those abstract syntax tree that three-seater produces into symbols like semantic symbols to be able to reason about them, essentially.
Of course, my non-technical understanding of LSP and three-seater is that they are independent but can still play nice together. Is this how it is? Like, you can run one of them and it still works, but you can also run both of them and they still work. Or is this wrong?
Well, no, you can run both. Well, it depends on. No, you can run both of them because in Emacs you're doing exactly that. You can have, for example, Python three-seater mod and LSP at the same time, and it works because in Emacs specifically, three-seater is only used to have syntax highlighting, basically. And I use it to substitute the one part of the parser, the parsing source code to abstract syntax tree.
Okay, I see. So basically, in Emacs, we kind of limit what three-seater does. We kind of have a more specialized application of it. Maybe by convention, maybe by design, I'm not sure.
That's mostly, I would say, as three-seater used everywhere. It's not like it's often used as a base of LSP because honestly, it's a bit limiting because you won't always have an up-to-date grammar.
Okay.
For three-seater, and you will not always have a extensive grammar, let's say. So, for example, for Python, I'm still not sure. Well, it's a toy project, so I'm not really concerned too much about it. But in general, there is a difference between different versions of Python in grammar.
Of course.
And I'm not sure how exactly it will play with those differences.
Yeah, of course, of course. So the more comprehensive the grammar, the better your tool will also be, but you rely on an external program for that, yeah.
Yeah, because I can take an official CPython grammar, but it would be basically I have to re-implement CPython, and it is just not feasible.
I see. From what I have seen in the Emacs source code for various packages, for example, Python TS mode, tree sitter is used for two applications. One is the syntax highlighting that you mentioned, and the other is the I menu index, which is kind of a semantic understanding, but semantic in a very basic way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Basically, to navigate to parts of the outline, let's say. But I haven't seen it used for other things. Okay, so it's good to know this. When you say that you are using it as the parser, does this mean that you then implement whatever kind of technology to provide completions, for example, completion candidates?
Yes, that's the plan. It's like not implemented yet, but essentially yes. From the core part of all of it is that I take what Trisitter gives me and I parse it again to build a symbol table. Essentially, it's a tree of symbols. And then yes, with the complete symbol table, I can provide the completion candidates.
Haha, nice. And as part of those symbols, do you also have their documentation, or is there some
Yes, of
method?
course.
Okay. Oh, it comes together. Okay.
Yeah, because Trisitter like marks those as well, so I can differentiate.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, of course. If you can do that, that will be very promising, because
of
then you have
course.
rich data there.
That's the point.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is that it is very accurate with regard to where they are, so of course it won't give you false positives.
Yes.
Yeah. When we are programming in Emacs Lisp, which is what I mostly do, we don't really use any of these technologies. So to me, at least, they sound exotic.
Yeah,
It's
and
like, wow.
it was exotic to me to try and program in Emacs Lisp without all those things.
Yeah, which of course brings me to the topic. You have been using Emacs, and I know
Yes.
that you published a package a while ago.
Yes.
So how was that experience? How is programming in Emacs Lisp in general compared to other languages?
Well, it's I wouldn't say it was something completely new because I had programmed in Clojure before, so I know a little bit of Lisp. Well, at least a little bit of syntax. Parentheses don't scare me.
Good.
Other than that, well, I don't know. I don't think I am that good or any good in Emacs Lisp. I just do things that I think are right, like, and I spent a lot of time on this small package actually. Well, gradually improving.
And do you think that part of the difficulty is to figure out what is available? Like, how do I manipulate a sequence? How do I do this? How do I do that? Is that basically the problem? Or like the more time-consuming part, let's put it.
Well, it is certainly one of the problems. Yes, I'm not sure about whether it's the most like time-consuming thing. I honestly don't remember what was the most time-consuming. Probably yes. Not really figuring out how to do things. the most time-consuming thing was to figure out what's the best practice is,
Yeah, of course.
and how to do, not how to do things, but how to do things right.
Yes, I can see that being difficult because, of course, that's conventional, and you have to have some experience for that. Yeah. In Emacs, there is this command called short doc, mx short doc, and basically it gives you examples for various groups of functions, such as, okay, this is how you operate on lists. Here is how you deal with sequences, and so on.
I haven't heard of it.
Oh, it's very nice. I use it, even though I kind of know all of them. I still consult it from time to time just to be sure that I am doing the right thing. MX short doc, one word, quite useful. What I wanted to say though is that I think it would help if short doc had some examples of best practices. Like if you are writing this sort of thing, here is one way of doing it. It's like, or like here's how we do it in the Emacs source code, for example.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be great. And essentially what I did is I just read existing packages, source code, like third-party packages, not Emacs source code. So yeah, because I obviously wanted to publish it, and for that I read source code of packages that are published and not part of Emacs.
Yes, of course. Having said that, part of the
I don't hear you.
Oh, you don't hear me. 1 second. What happened? Let's see. Oh, my microphone is lost. Let me see. Oh, here it's saying that it is available. Okay, let me see if I stop and restart. Do you hear me now? Let me rejoin Jitsi. So, yeah, how did that happen? Okay, close, and then join again. Oh, strange. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Nobody knows how these things work.
Yes, exactly.
Or not work. So what I was about to tell you is that, of course, because this is conventional, you can look, for example, at the source code of Emacs and get an idea of how it's done. But because Emacs is also free software and you have contributions for different people, chances are you will not have 100% consistency also. So depending on what you are looking at, things are done in a slightly different way. To give like a simple example, there is the if statement, super common, if this, else that, whatever, right? We also have the when statement, which is if this. Sometimes, though, in the Emacs source code, you will find an if without an else clause, which could have been expressed as a when. So basically, I'm saying that depending on what you are seeing, you might get a different style.
Yeah, that makes sense too.
Yeah, which is, I think, the nature of a free software program.
Yeah, exactly.
Of this size, at least. Like if you have like a small package, let's say one developer package, of course, chances are that it will be the same style throughout. But when you have a lot of people contributing to it, you get different styles.
Yeah, and it's fine, essentially, because otherwise you won't get a contribution. You cannot control every person's style.
Correct. And already as it is, it's quite tricky to contribute to Emacs. You have to understand a few things with patches, with mailing lists, including the commit message that you have to write when you are making a change for Emacs. Even that has a special style to it. So you have to do a little bit of work.
Yeah, well, that's fine, actually. It could have been easier, but for me personally, for example, it's not that this part that stops me from contributing in Emacs. It's the copyright assignment part.
Yeah. Of course, that's a legal difficulty, and depending on your employer, it's basically impossible
Yeah,
to get.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had people who want to contribute to my packages, and they are like, it's really impossible for me to do it. And, like, they can never get the permission,
Yeah,
and it's a
that's
pity.
bad. By the way, about your packages, I just wanted to say a thing that I started to play with, and maybe it will become a toy project soon. Like, I want, if you're okay with it, I want to re-implement your denote
Go ahead.
package in as a CLI tool.
Oh, I like it. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, because it is essentially like mostly just a utility not tied to Emacs too much.
Correct. Like, the parts which are Emacs specific are basically the completion related things. Like, okay, here's how you select a file. Of course, you do it the Emacs way through the mini buffer. But other than that, yeah, of course. If you do that, please let me know, and I will include it in the README. It's something that I have mentioned, I think, in the README. Like, it could be like shell scripts, but yeah, of course. The problem is that there is only so much time with these hobbies. Like, I would like to do so many things.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it's one of the things that I am interested in right now. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's quite an interesting project because there are quite a few parts to it. There is the part where you construct the file name. There is a part where you want to make sure that the identifiers are unique. And then once you add all the flexibility we have, like all the ways you can do that, yeah, you have to consider quite a few cases.
Yeah, especially because you have multiple like sub packages to the node, and those should be implemented too.
Yes. It's a lot of work, yeah. But if you start with the basic idea of the node, which is I just create a file using a fixed file naming scheme, I think that basic idea is not difficult to implement.
Yeah, that's quite simple. I would say I already have something close to this.
Okay, good. So, yeah, whenever you have something ready to use, yeah, please let me know.
Of course.
Good. So, which of course goes with the point of this hobby. Like, what else do you do, like with programming, with Emacs in this space? Like, how else do you experiment?
Okay, the other big thing that I experimented with right now, I'm on a bit of a pause, is Guix operating system. I like it a lot. There are some difficulties, of course, because of how it's done, but I like the idea. So I think I even created like I self-host a CI server with Keras CI, which is a Guix CI. Well, they developed it for Guix purposes, and it's not only for Guix packages. It can actually build like whatever.
Okay.
It's just the point is it is configured in Guile's theme.
Okay. As everything in Guix, of course.
Yes. And that's yeah. I of course right now I'm using it for building Guix packages. It's just because most of my side projects are Guix packages. Well, of course not part of Guix, not in this sense, but they are their own repositories.
Okay, I see. What is the part about Guix which you think is the most difficult?
The most difficult is that there is often a need for me as a software developer to use the most recent software, compiler or interpreter or something. And Guix doesn't provide that. In something like Debian,
No, forget about it.
Of course, they have outdated packages in the repository, but you can install your own.
Correct. Yes.
In Guix, to install your own, you can do that probably too, but you have to write a whole package definition for that. And it's not always easy and not always even possible.
Yeah, of course, because you have to do it in the Guix way of reproducibility.
Yes.
But of course, on the upside, Guix has the concept of you defining a package as a Git package, meaning that it can pull from the latest commit, or of course pinned to a certain commit. I believe that's an option.
Yes, but you have to still build it.
Yes, of course.
And it's not, for example, there is a package called Babashka. It's a closure, but essentially like a shell script. You're writing scripts with closure, and it is just impossible to build because it depends on Graal VM. And I'm not sure why, because I haven't dig too deep into it, but it is impossible.
I see.
So it is only found in non-Guix repository.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
Even though the source code is open, like it is.
Yeah. Of course, whenever you get into these packages that are hard to build, basically it's a showstopper. Like if you have to use it and you cannot, basically you cannot use the whole distro.
And as a Python developer, there is one more thing that is also very complicated, is how do you manage Python versions like interpreter, and how you manage the dependencies. Because in Python development right now we are using a tool called UV.
What is that? Sorry, can you repeat the name of the tool?
UV. Two letters.
Yeah, UV. Yeah.
And it is like, what it does, it downloads the pre-built binaries from their own repositories, pre-built binaries of Python interpreters. And it doesn't work in Guix, because for Guix, yes, you have to build it differently.
Yeah, of course. Like you would want to have the binary come from a Guix source, which of course then would also connect to the chain of reproducibility. Like you know what is the source, what produces the binary, that sort of thing.
You can patch those things actually, and I've done. I packaged UV that works somewhat, but still with dependencies it can be an issue. Some dependencies just don't work because they also have binaries in them. Like in Python, you can package binaries.
Okay. No source.
Like or they can download binaries when they work, and it doesn't work.
I see. And I imagine what applies to Python also applies to JavaScript, the whole Node.js, NPM ecosystem.
Yeah, probably. I'm just not familiar with this part. So.
Yeah. But I imagine it's the same issue,
Yes. Even worse, I can imagine, because there is a lot more NPM packages than there is Python packages.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, of course, that's the tricky part. For me, what I found more difficult, assuming you, of course, deal with those issues, which are, of course, showstoppers, but for me, what I also found difficult is that Guix itself is not self-documenting the way Emacs is. At least I couldn't find that. If it is, I missed it. And for me, basically, that is why I cannot say that Guix is the Emacs of Linux distributions, because Emacs is self-documenting, and if you don't have that, you have nothing.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's not an issue because I am impatient and I cannot read documentation.
Problem
Like
solved.
yes. So I poke it and see what it does.
Okay, that's a good approach.
Well, I read the documentation sometimes, but I prefer not to.
Yeah, me, I am a little bit of both. On the one hand, I want to test something and see what it does. And then if I find it interesting, I'm like, okay, give me the whole book. So I can learn everything about it. That's the idea. But yeah, of course. If you play around and you have enough experience, of course, you can still figure out what it does and know what to expect and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a risky business because you might lose important things.
Well, for important things, I have a Git.
Uh-huh.
So everything is backed up. So no, I cannot lose anything. Actually, I reinstall my system like about once a week, I would say, because with Geeks I sit on it for about 2 months, but still, I like to try things. Right now, I am on Debian 13, the latest one.
Yeah, same here. Me, I am on Debian. Me, the two distributions I have used since 2016 when I switched to Linux is Debian and Arch Linux, with a brief, I think 1 month, maybe 2 months experience with Linux Mint in the beginning. And for me, those distros basically give me stability, both of them. Arch in a more strange way of stability, but still. And I never have to worry about the distro, which is what I really like about it. With Guix, I like the idea of it, which is all this reproducibility, it's declarative, blah, blah, blah. But if I am not reinstalling my system frequently, I put in a lot of work for something that will not really pay off. Even the rollbacks, like I never break my system. So even having a rollback button isn't much of an improvement for me.
Well, I used rollback once because, of course, I like to try things, and it sometimes causes breaks. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I just enjoyed writing this declarative config. So now it's not too relevant because I on the pause from Guix, but still I can, if I want, just download it, build it on Debian even, and install basically my system. Not bare ISO. It would be my ISO.
Yes, that's the other thing, which is very nice about it, that you can use it on top of an existing distribution and still get much of the functionality.
I'm not talking about the using it on top of existing distribution even. I'm talking about that I can build it on here, like I can install Guix on Debian. I can build my configuration into an image, and I can then install it as a system.
Yes, of course.
Not being the general Guix image, but my personal image.
Yes, 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 that's good. And of course, if you put in the work to do that, it's a little bit like sharing your Emacs configuration that you took all the time to make it literate and documented everything and all that, and you share it with the world kind of thing. Or your Emacs framework, like Doom or Emacs or whatever. And you do that for an entire operating system.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Well,
course, of course.
to the extent where it's possible, because
Yeah.
it's quite extensive, but still not everything can be configured in Guile scheme, for example, which is well, uh, it's okay, but it would be better to bring everything in one config, in one language.
Yes, yes, of course. If you can do that, that's always better. Like one of the downsides, for example, of setting up a new Debian system is you need to configure the sources file, which is one language. You need to configure all the permissions of whatever, define a new user, do whatever systemd you do with services and all that. All different things with different paradigms of how you do them. And of course, it's easy to forget something. It's easy to do something wrong. It's easy to forget exactly how you configure. Whereas if you have a one language, one file, one source of truth, it's always much more consistent and predictable.
Yeah, exactly.
But of course, that's the theory, because to actually get to that point, it's a lot of work.
Yes, that's true too.
Good, good, good. Tell me, what other things do you do besides programming and text editors and Linux distributions? What other interests do you have? Like, how do you spend your time?
Well, right now it's not much because I'm rethinking my hobbies in the moment. But what I do have or do in the moment is I have a bicycle which I use quite often. Like I bought it recently. I had a bike before. Then I went a few years without one, and now I am back.
Okay, okay.
And I want to basically get to the point when I can do long trips on a bicycle through Europe.
Oh, through Europe as well, not just around your
Yes.
area. Oh, that will be very
Yeah, of
nice.
course.
So is it a bicycle for roads or mountain bike?
No, it's a road slash. Well, I would say road. Okay, it's mostly yeah.
It's not off-road. Yeah, yeah, I see, I see. I like cycling personally. I would like to do it, but where I live, it's all mountains, of course. So
Yeah,
I don't want to cycle on a slope like this.
yeah, it makes sense. Also, on island, you don't really have a lot of places to go, right?
Correct, correct. Yeah, yeah. It's still a fairly large island, like for a bicycle, I
Yeah,
mean. Um,
that's
I
true
don't
too.
think you can, like, let me think, like, if I were to go cycling and I would go on an intense session, let's say, I could do maybe 70 kilometers or something like that. Let's say 80 to round it. That would be basically the distance to go to the outskirts of the nearest city and come back. But to go, for example, from here to the furthest edge of the island, it would be more than 300 kilometers, I think. So yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But still, you cannot go like on a road trip and really keep going. Like you will find the
yeah,
sea very quickly.
that's what I was talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Europe, another advantage for cyclists is that generally there is a culture of respecting cyclists, of having dedicated streets for them, I mean roads for them, and basically of the area being flat in many parts of the continent. So you can also cycle nicely there.
Yeah, if you're being considerate of not going to mountains, I guess.
Exactly. You have to avoid the mountains, and there you are good. Of course, depending when you are in Europe, there are parts of Europe which are mountainous, of course. But for example, the places I've been to, like the western part of Germany, all the way to the northern parts of France, for example, basically most of it's flat. So
Well,
there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in central Poland. It's fairly flat too.
Yeah. Yeah, Poland, of course. I think there are the Tetra Mountains in Poland, which those are on the border with Slovakia.
Yeah, it's on the south.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but otherwise, Poland is mostly fields, right?
Yeah, there are also forgot the word, not mountains, but smaller.
Hills, maybe.
Yes, there are hills on the, I believe, on the border with Belarus or something like there. But here on the center and the west, I believe it's mostly flat.
Okay. So that would be good. And if you were to have your ambition realized of going on trip with the bicycle across Europe, what would be like the tour? Like, where would you go first?
Well, I don't know. It depends because I believe it wouldn't be one big tour. It would be a lot of first smaller tours and then longer. I would visit some friends. I have a friend in Stockholm. I have some acquaintances in Netherlands. Would meet some people, yeah, and from there, well, I'll see. Maybe some tourist attractions that I would like to visit, but I'd have to think about it.
Yeah, of course. I think the Netherlands in particular is basically the land of the cyclists. Like, everybody has a bicycle.
Yeah.
That's the impression I get, at least.
It looks like it, yeah. And it might not be as good because I don't like to stay in a traffic jam of bicycles.
Yeah, of course.
It's nice to be the only cyclist.
Yeah. So for that, you really have to go to the southern parts of Europe where nobody uses a bicycle.
or to Eastern, because when I lived in Ukraine, I often was the only cyclist on the road.
Yeah. It's different cultures. Yeah. I imagine in Ukraine, it's basically how we do it in Greece, which is either you go on foot or you just use some motorized means, like a car or a motorcycle.
Mostly cars, yeah.
Here in Cyprus, the motorized approach is especially pronounced. Like, people will, maybe it's a joke, but the idea is that people will hop on their car to go drive to the other side of the road to buy, I don't know, a pack of cigarettes or something. Like, they won't.
Yeah, I heard something about it, yeah.
It's too much. But yeah, again, it's cultural.
Yeah, people like their cars, I guess. Nothing bad, but liking your cars.
No, it's nothing. But me, I used to have a motorcycle when I was a teenager. There was a period in my life where I was actually an assistant to a motorcycle mechanic. And I also had my motorcycle, always going top speed, never paying attention to anything. But what I liked about it is that you take care of your vehicle and you do all these things, you refine it, and you make sure it's nice and good, and the performance, of course, is optimal. It's quite fun. So I imagine the same applies for cars.
Yeah, I doubt that at this point, honestly, because modern cars are not that. You cannot really take care of the modern car yourself.
Good
That's
point.
what I think.
Yes, yes, yes. With all the electronics and stuff, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and all of the warranties. You open your car, you lost your warranty.
Oh no, that's terrible. Yeah. Whereas me, when I had this, it was like 20 years ago. So of course
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
the not the electronic kind, like the more mechanical ones. So you open everything, you tinker with everything. That's great.
Yeah.
And of course, it's something you can still do with a bicycle.
Well, to the lesser extent, yeah. I actually wanted to buy a motorcycle, but then, of course, it's a lot more money, and I went with bicycle first, and then I was like, well, I'm good. I don't need this big thing anymore. I have my like my legs. I can cycle, so I guess.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I guess I'm good for now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Very good, very good. Let me ask you another thing because in the message you sent me, you mentioned a few other things. So I believe you mentioned the fact that you are reading, studying philosophy.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about that. What do you find interesting in it? What draws you to it?
I don't know. Actually, it. I don't know why I even started it. Right now, it's of course a little bit different because I already find something in philosophy that interests me. But why I started it, I don't know. Maybe I wanted to appear smarter than everyone else, or something, or it was just interesting. I don't know why. Right now, I feel the the influence that it has on me, how philosophy reshapes my mind, like quite literally. I think about things differently because I study philosophy.
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay. That's very interesting. Um, and maybe it has to do with the fact that basically every philosophy, every school of philosophy will teach you to not take things at face value. I think basically that's the core of it. And so, of course, now you want to see things in a more rounded way, where it's like, okay, you say this, but what about this, and what about that, and what about the other
Yes,
thing?
yes, exactly. Yes, that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Which is rewarding, but depending on how you do it, may also be like a difficulty. It may also be an inhibition for further action because eventually we have to do stuff. And if we keep questioning and reasoning and thinking, we can overthink and we will forget where we are and what we are doing.
Yeah, but I already am like that, so it doesn't affect me too much. Yeah, there is nothing to affect anymore.
Yeah, yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah, basically, what I'm saying is that this is an ancient joke. It's not new, of course, but there is this idea that Socrates, the ancient philosopher, basically he's walking around, he's not paying attention to his surroundings, and he's tripping over and all that because he's just in his head, and he keeps thinking things. So of course you want to be like Socrates, to be thinking about things, but not to be at the point where you don't see what is in front of you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's.
I don't hear you again.
I noticed it now because there was a like a. So rejoining. Okay. Let's copy and close. Oh, what a tricky thing, this microphone. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, but it seems that the cord is more sensitive for whatever reason. So I have to be more careful with my emotions. Yeah. So back to philosophy. I think there are basically two ways to approach philosophy. One is to have like a general understanding of it, which then can improve many things in your life. And the other is to specialize and do the whole academic career with it. For me, what interests me is the first approach. And what I would say is philosophy is basically the exam in the life. So things that affect my life, I want to think about them. I don't want to just do everything without ever thinking of its implications, how it works, and all that.
Yeah. It really reasons with me too. Like I agree with you, and I actually right now at least I am taking this approach too. I have a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
and we are learning. I'm learning philosophy this with mentor, and uh, well, for now I'm staying on this approach of learning in general about philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe at some point I will decide to join a university to specialize in something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Especially because I never finished the university. I don't have a degree, any degree, so I can
Mm-hmm.
just join and do it from scratch.
Yes. Okay. That's good. Yeah. And of course, that's a viable path. I think these days the academic philosopher usually also has a background in something else, like maybe physics, maybe biology, maybe one of the sciences. And in the context of an interdisciplinary project, they do their contribution as well. I think that's how
Yeah,
it is usually.
because as a philosophy, like if you only study philosophy in university, it's basically there is a running joke, right? That it is a pyramid scheme. Because if you're uh, like a philosophy professor, the only thing you can do is teach philosophy. Like you cannot work as a philosopher.
Yeah.
So new philosophers produce new philosophers.
Yeah. It's exactly that. Yeah, which of course is true for many other fields as well, which is like if you are a historian, how many jobs can you do? It's very limited. Whether it's good or not, that's another thing. But I think the way things are going, there is a very strong focus on the positive sciences, as they are known, and the applications, like the everything related to engineering. For obvious reasons, of course, that's what we need the most of. But yeah, it's the logic of the market.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's about market, not about what we need.
Yeah. What we need in the conventional sense. Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky. Um, in the context of studying philosophy with your mentor, do you have like a specific focus? Like, for example, you study one specific school of philosophy or a
No,
specific
no,
philosopher?
it's a general thing, basically in a chronological order from uh, Aristotle to right now we are talking about who are we talking about? I don't remember, but I'm not sure I will pronounce it in English right. So towards the modern times,
Mm-hmm.
essentially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
It's
I
a
see.
chronological order.
And is it mostly the Western philosophers, or do you also have anything from Eastern philosophy, like from the ancient Chinese, maybe Indian philosophies?
No, it's Western philosophy, and there is a reason for that. because, well, philosophy, in the sense that we understand it now, it all comes from ancient Greece, right?
At least what we have in the West is heavily influenced by.
Well, because the word philosophy is
The word philosophy itself, of course, yes.
And in the sense that we understand philosophy now, the Indian and most of the Chinese schools are not philosophy, because they are too intertwined with religion and all of that. So, yeah, I'm interested in that stuff too, but I'm learning about it less than about the Western philosophers right now.
Yeah. Now, what you said, that's a very interesting point. I think it is true, but maybe it's true in a kind of a twist of fate way, because in ancient Greece, of course, it wasn't like philosophy is decoupled from religion, but it was like a different kind of emphasis. For example, there are these Eleusinian mysteries, as they are known, which are some ancient rites to Demetra, the goddess of the earth. And anyway, not to bother you with the technicalities, but the point is that Platon would attend those mysteries, and he has a positive view of them. For example, that is the idea. But really, the emphasis of the philosophers was mostly on things that wouldn't be religious per se. So they wouldn't be expressed as religious practice. So yeah, that's interesting. But maybe they never intended it to be as something completely different, but rather a separate focus.
Well, yes, and that's the well, at least from my perspective, that's the point, because it's not like the focus of those Eastern schools is different as well. They are, well, for example, if you take Confucianism, for example, it's not a philosophy. It's like the book of rules, basically.
Yes.
It's not. It doesn't talk about why would you follow those rules. It's just that it's good.
Yeah. So I have read Confucius. I have been reading it recently, actually, and compared to Tao Te Ching, which is the so Tao Te Ching is philosophy, I would say, and
yes,
some of the opening, like the opening chapter, for example, I think is foundational thought. But other than that, I agree that Confucius mostly is a reiteration of here is the etiquette, here are the rules, and this is what you basically do. And maybe Confucius himself was philosophical in his outlook in terms of, okay, let me study, let me think about it, whatnot. But Confucianism is basically, okay, these are the rules and you don't ask questions.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah.
Yeah. Tricky. And the way I approach it is along the lines of, no, we ask questions. There are no arbitrary rules. There are no taboos in this regard. We ask the questions, we entertain the ideas, and we try to achieve clarity, which in turn informs our conduct, like what we do in the world. Okay, very good. I think in your message you also told me about this game called Go.
Yes.
And there are people who have told me about this before and how it has all these strategies and it's very deep, but the basic rules are simple. Me, I have no idea about it. So can you tell me a little bit of what is Go? Why would I be interested in it? What exactly do we do?
Well, it's an ancient strategic game from China, I guess, where it is. Well, I don't know. Should I explain the rules now or not? But essentially, it looks like you're placing stones, as we call them. They can be glass or plastic, of course, but they traditionally called stones on the board of which is lined. It looks like a bit like a chessboard, but you're placing stones on the crosses, not on the cells.
Okay.
And they are not colored, like, of course, because they don't matter, the cells.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and
what is the goal? Like you place stones, I guess by turn.
Yeah. And of course, you start with an empty board, and game ends when like both players don't see the beneficial moves anymore, and the goal is to enclose the most territory on the board by the intersections.
And basically, you enclose territory when you have adjacent stones. Like, how do you enclose territory?
Well, it is
or
enclosed
just by
when
placing a stone.
It depends on the rules. In some rule sets, you only count 3 intersections inside your placed group of stones. In some rule sets, you count also the stones themselves.
Okay. Which is the more common rule set?
Well, I don't know actually. It's hard to tell. At least when I was active, it was the intersections.
Okay.
Right now, it is the so-called Chinese rules. I'm sorry, it's Japanese rules, the intersections. And when you count stones, it's Chinese rules.
Okay, I see. And is there some power move, like something that basically destroys the opponent's positions or something? Like in chess, for example, you have pieces that have more range of motion, like the queen, and basically you can destroy, like with one important move, you win the game, kind of.
No, it's not like that here. But well, you can take prisoners when you enclose the group of stones fully, like they don't have adjacent intersections.
Okay, so you surround the enemy stones.
Yes, completely surround. You take them.
Okay.
And they are they decrease the enemy's territory in the end, like when you count.
Of course, because so basically when you surround an enemy's stones, in effect they become your territory, depending on how you count them.
That too, but it's like both. When you surround them, you take the stones and this territory becomes yours.
Okay.
So you basically win like 2 points for each taken stone.
Okay, yeah. Because people have always been telling me about, you should try Go. Go is amazing. Go. And
well, it is amazing.
I can see how that is really powerful, because when you have simple rules, it's easy to learn, but it's hard to master, kind of thing.
Yes, that's exactly. I believe that Go is the closest to the ideal of this saying, because it's very simple rules to start, but it is almost impossible to master.
Yes, I see. I can't help but draw the analogy of how it is a little bit with Lisp, where the idea is that there is simple syntax, but good luck.
Yeah,
it goes very far.
Makes sense. What fascinates me about Go actually is that recently, not that recently anymore. I guess I'm old, but some time ago we had this thing called AlphaGo. Maybe you heard about it.
AlphaGo.
Yes, which is an AI that won first time in history. It won the game against the player, and since then this architecture won every professional player or can win if they play. What fascinates me about it is that this superior model, it plays the same moves that human plays. It's not like it came up with a completely new style or completely new way of playing. It just plays the better moves, but the logic is the same.
Okay.
So it plays like human, and not only that, it means that humans throughout the history came up with right moves.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Because of course, you mentioning AI inspires me to ask this question, which is like, do we have any case where AI in Go or in chess or in any of these games has led to genuine discoveries? Like, oh, we found a new move, like a new.
Yes, in
strategy?
Go it is all the time. Yes.
Okay. So it does. Oh, that's very promising.
but it is not always obvious, because in Go sometimes when you have mostly we're talking about the beginning of the game, because in the middle end of the game all situations are unique, and it's not like you can come up with some common move that would be good. But in the beginning, yes, but some moves are so smart that you have to be basically this AI to then play to the full potential of this move.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Makes sense that towards the end, because things are unpredictable how they will develop, you cannot have like a common pattern and you do that. But in the beginning, so there are like opening strategies. That's the idea.
Yes.
How you open.
There are move sequences even that are common and commonly played.
Wow. Okay. Now I would be curious. What do you do, like as a player? Of course, I cannot imagine how the AI would do it. But what do you do as a player? So you have like an idea of how you want to open, and maybe you have a sequence. But what do you do if your opponent does something else? So you must have a plan B and C maybe for every scenario.
Well, I am not very experienced as a player. I'm experienced, but not very good.
Okay.
So I played a long time ago, and now I don't play. But what I imagine would happen in every player's game is that you have an idea where you can develop, because to give you an idea of how it starts is that people play in corners first, because it's easier to enclose a corner.
Yeah.
And then your opponent places stones to close to your corner stone to split it somehow.
Okay.
Here we have most of the sequences that are considered. Well, there's a word they called joseki or joseki. I don't know the emphasis. And the point is that you play a sequence of moves, and the result is equal.
Okay.
Or, well, equal in points, or it is unequal, but you have the first hand and can play somewhere else.
Okay, that's the idea. Wow. Okay, so you have to have that kind of algorithm in mind, and you go about it.
And well, of course, if someone doesn't play by the sequence, either he's very smart and knows better, or, which is more likely, he doesn't know it and you punish them for that.
Exactly. So when I eventually play the game and you notice that I don't have any sequence to my doings, it's because I am very smart. It's not because I don't know the game.
Of course.
Yeah. No, I would be terrible at it. Is there like a time component to it, or like you can, like with chess, you can basically wait and take your time and take things in? Is that how it is with Go, or you have to speed things up?
No, it's the same as chess. You well, in casual games you just play as you want. In tournaments you have the clock and some limited time. There are a lot of systems on how it can be counted.
Okay, I see. Because me, I am more of the impatient type, or let's say the action-packed type when it comes to tabletop games. There is this game we have in Greece called Tavli, we call it in Greece. In English, it's backgammon. I don't know if you have ever heard of it.
Yeah.
And you roll the dice, and basically what the number is, you move the stones according to that number. But the idea is that it is fast paced, so you throw the dice, you play the move, the other person, and that I like. And also the reason I like it is because my incompetence is never a factor. What actually is the problem is my bad luck. I can blame it all on the dice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. I don't think we have something else. I think we covered all the topics. Or if I missed something, please let me know because I'm interested to learn about it.
I guess that's well all that I wrote you about. But one recent thing that I'm doing is I installed Italian window manager called Sway, and yeah, I'm finally there, and I'm like decorating it and all of that stuff.
Me right now, I'm using the GNOME window manager. And I did it for the screen sharing and all that for these videos. But otherwise, I use i3 these days. i3 and Sway are basically the same, right? So Sway.
Yes, but Sway is on Wayland,
yes,
which
exactly.
is clearly superior.
Yes, exactly. So
it's a
Sway
joke. That's
is
a
the
joke.
future.
That's
what
a
do you
joke.
use it with? You use it with a system panel. You use it with some application launcher. Like, how do you do it?
Yes, this it's the usual Sway bar, which is developed specifically, I believe, for Sway, but also used with Hyperland often, and Rofi. Rofi just yes, it's just recently got the support for Wayland, so I compiled it myself.
Yeah, of course, because Debian will get it in a couple of years.
Yeah.
Because last time I used the Sway myself, I used it with Waybar, indeed. Then there was this other program called Wofi, not Rofi.
Yeah.
And
what happened, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is that they Rofi merged some of the, probably not Wofi, but some of the forks of Rofi back in the in them, so they are now supported. Sorry for interrupting.
No, that's totally okay. Yeah. Okay, that sounds good. What I like about Sway is the fact that there is basically no screen tearing. On i3, you do see it, even if you use a good compositor.
I never actually used i3, so I don't know.
Okay, but I think it's an Xorg thing. It's not specifically to i3.
As I said, Wayland is clearly superior.
What I haven't been able to get working on Wayland, or it's more spotty, not on Wayland, on Sway specifically, is environment variables like my SSH, the GNU, what's it called? It's this GNU system that starts SSH and all that. I forget how it's called now. GNU PG daemon or whatever. And for some reason, I can never get them to work specifically inside of Emacs. And I have to do strange things. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do strange things. I just want to have the standard configuration. I haven't revisited, though, in a couple of years. So what I'm telling you is Debian 12 news.
Yeah, not sure. I've never had an issue, but I never probably did what you need to do. So that's not.
Well, it wasn't really anything out of the ordinary. For example, you push to a Git repository that you have SSH access to, like on GitHub with SSH connection. And basically it would tell me, oh no, I don't know what your credentials are. And if I were to do it from inside Emacs, it wouldn't do it. If I were to do it from the terminal, it would do it. Or maybe it wouldn't do it from there either, and I had to start the SSH agent. That's what I was thinking of. GPG agent, SSH agent. And you have to restart the agent and funny things like that.
No, it just works for me. I don't know.
Okay, so they may have changed. I will have to take another look then, because these days I'm using i3, so it would be a straight replacement. There is on Xorg this program called SXHKD. It's to define key bindings. It's a daemon, it runs in the background, and you define key bindings there, and basically it works. And I think it's really powerful, very nice, but I'm not sure if there is a Wayland equivalent of it. I remember
I'm also not sure.
Okay, yeah, so.
Because I don't use it. I only use Sway configuration for it, and I'm fine with, like, it's enough for me.
Yeah, I will have to look into that. And does it just work also with regard to floating windows and?
Yes. Like right now, for me, everything works as expected, besides FFmpeg for some reason, which screen recording on Wayland is, well, there are, I believe that OBS works. But I wanted to try FFmpeg because I wanted to learn how everything works under the hood. And it just, and if you record screen, whatever you're doing with this as well, it doesn't matter, like you record sound or do an overlay with webcam, but if you are recording screen, you cannot just exit FFmpeg. You have to kill it.
Ooh, okay.
Yes, and it is a known bug. It is in their bug tracker for 8 months. Nothing happened yet.
Okay, good to know. Because of course I remember now that you are saying this, I remember that I also had issues with screen sharing on Sway. But not specifically screen recording, but screen sharing, like in a Jitsi call, I want to share my Emacs, for example, and I would have issues with that. But again, this is old news, right? I have to try it again and see.
With screen sharing and the recording itself, like it works. It's just you cannot exit the FFmpeg.
Yeah.
So for it to work, you have to install a separate, like a program or driver. I don't know.
I think it's the portal. It's called the XDG portal.
Not maybe. Yeah, maybe. Not sure. But yeah, and then it works, but you cannot exit FFmpeg.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea is simple: never exit. Just record everything from now on.
Okay.
Very well, Alex. I think we covered a lot of ground. Thank you very much for your
Yes.
time. And sorry
Thank
for the
you.
interruptions with the microphone earlier.
No, it's okay. Of
What was
course.
that? If you have any links, please send them to me, and I will include them in the description of the video.
Okay, I will.
Very good, very good. You can email them to me, like, or whatever.
Yeah, of course, I will do.
Very well. So let's call it a day then. Take care and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Take
Bye.
care. Bye bye. Bye bye. So closing, and I have to find this. Stop recording. Goodbye from my side, folks.